Hi guys, Igor here. Today we have something special, which is modular monolith but with independently deployable modules. So let's go. One of the major benefits of microservices really is that they're independently deployable. We can have similar benefits with monolith, modular monolith, when it comes to separation of concerns. When you have modules, they have their own scopes. It's easier to think about them, and so forth. But the biggest drawback of modular monolith is that even though we have most of the benefits of microservices, we can't deploy modules independently, which slows down the development and testing of the modules if you work on a team, for example. So what we will try to do today is to have modular monolith but with independently deployable modules. So how we are gonna to do that? So I've prepared the application written in Java 21 with Spring Boot, and there we have 3 independently deployable domain modules, which is budget, campaign, and the inventory. And each of them is just a Maven artifact, which is independently versioned. And then we have also 4th module that combines them together. We have some commons. We'll go to that in a while, and we'll deploy the modules to Nexus, entertain some changes. We'll introduce some changes in each module and deploy them independently and see that everything works together. So let's go through some code, guys. So as said, we have modules, budget, campaign, and inventory. And what is interesting here is that also every module is a separate Spring Boot application. So we have a controller, a budget controller in that case, and we have 2 endpoints to save budget, to get one budget. We also have schema because we have SQL database. Also, every module has independent database to make them as independent as possible. It wasn't necessary, but I thought that it is a good idea in that particular case to showcase this. And here we create an application. We have a few pins, and it is really similar in other modules. So inventory also has 1 controller, 1 application, which with a few beans, and same is true for campaign. We have campaign controller. One additional thing with campaign module is that it talks with the other modules, with budget and inventory. And we have an interesting pattern here because in commons we have contracts module, and we have interface for every module that allows to communicate with it that exposes some communication way to other modules. We have interface like that, so budget client and inventory client, and it is used by campaign module that talks with them. We also have some events, application events that are published. Okay guys, so let's start. What we need to do. First, we need to have a Nexus repo where we will publish our packages, because as said, every module is independently deployable artifact which is versioned. We use snapshot versioning today, which is easier because we don't need to bump the version on every change, and we can still override those. And we need to be able to publish them to some repository. So let's start with that. In ops, I have prepared various scripts, and let's see what we have here. We have Nexus Let's go there. And we have basically Docker file with the nothing magical here. We have a Docker file with a Nexus repo. So let's build and run it using our script. It can take a while if you do this for the first time. I have it cached. Let's see whether it is ready or not. Yeah, it will be initializing for a while. Alright guys, we have it. Nexus repo. What we also need to do is to set up login as an admin and set up a password. You probably don't see it, but in the top right corner we have sign in button. So let's log in as an admin. Here we need to get the random password of an admin. So the terminal, let's do docker ps docker exec nexus, and we can do this one. So access data, admin password to get the randomly generated admin password. We have it. Let's copy that. Let's sign in. Let's just do admin because I hard-coded that in our examples. So only that will work. Here I think it doesn't matter, but let's do this one. Okay, and what we can do right now is we have Maven repo. Maven snapshots are of interest to us right now, and we need to publish our modules here. For that, I've prepared another script which basically expect us to give module path, and it does Maven clean deploy and configuration of that. What will happen here? If we run it, we have in commons Spring parent, but also nothing magical here. And in general, in Spring parent, we have a common version of dependencies, dependency on Spring Boot parent, and setup of our internal repo, and some things related to compiling our code. So we have repositories, policies to get snapshots always, and also the setup for publishing our modules there. So let's publish all of our modules. For that we need to have Java 21, because when you run it they will be built. So we need to have Java 21 and Maven 3.8 I believe. So let's do bash build, not build but upload our modules to Nexus repo. We'll upload basically all the things that are in commons and the modules, which is budget, campaign, and inventory. So let's run it. Remember, we don't have any artifacts here, and we'll have it after this run successfully. So let's wait a while. We should have something already. Let's see, we have contract, we have Spring parent and a budget, and we are running other. They are a little slow because also in every module, if you are curious, we have some integration tests. That's true for all modules, I believe. We have integration tests where we run tests and test containers. That's very useful technology. I've made a few videos about that, so I will link them actually. Right, we should have all artifacts that are needed to run our application, because our application is here. It is basically a module that has only one class which starts the Spring Boot app, and it depends on all of our domain modules, which is budget, campaign, and the inventory, and we have also some shared dependencies here. We have a few things to make it work with the independent modules, but we'll get there in a while. Right now, let's start our modular monolith, guys. So we uploaded the dependencies, the artifacts, and now I believe we can build and run modular monolith in Docker. It can take a while if you do this for the first time, because we'll get all the dependencies, all Maven dependencies, to a separate volume, separate Maven volume. So Okay guys, I had a bug in one of my scripts, so I fixed that. Let's run it again. It was bug related to the volume paths. Alright, so we're building our modular monolith, starting it, but I forget about the database, guys. Our monolith, it obviously needs to have the database. So let's go to the Postgres. And what we have, guys, we have Dockerized Postgres, and with 3 databases, every database for each module. So let's just run it from the Postgres folder. Okay, it works. Let's see. Yeah, we have Nexus, we have the database. So let's build and run our modular monolith again. Okay, seems that it works. So how we can verify is simply go to the browser and go to Swagger. So first, that seems reasonable, promising, and we have Swagger, guys. So our modular monolith is working. We can test a few endpoints actually. So let's get inventory. We shouldn't. Let's actually generate some random UUID. And we should get 404 actually. Yeah, and we have nice error. So let's maybe create one. Alright, we have created, we got 200, so let's get one. It works. How about creating campaign, guys? We can't, because we need to create a budget first. So let's create a budget of, I don't know, 22 some currency. This ID, we seem to have it, and let's put our campaign into database. So campaign, let's put maybe null here. Alright, we got 200, so let's get it by ID actually. Alright, so it works, guys. So what we would like to do here, because right now we just started the modular monolith, nothing special about it, and we have 3 modules. But we would like to be able to deploy changes of them to work independently. So let's actually simulate that, guys. Okay, so we are on the master branch, guys. Let's say that we are a team member budget. Okay, and we will like to change something in the budget module. So let's create a branch team member budget change, for example. Okay, and let's implement endpoint, guys, where we basically be able to get all the budgets, because right now we can only get them by ID. So let's do get all, something like that. Let's call non-existent find all method of the budget repository. Let's do find all. Okay, we have it, and let's implement it here. Let's see that controller has it all, okay. And what we need to do, guys, we have GDB template here. It's basically almost the same, so it would be something like that, but we don't have an ID. So without work clause, we have right now some duplication. So let's do let's create a reusable row mapper. So budget row mapper, something like that. We have a lambda here. Maybe let's reformat it to something like that. And here let's just do the budget row mapper. And let's also use it here. Yeah, that's quite nice. It should work. We actually can go and upload it, because uploading it, we also run the test. So let's upload module to the Nexus repo and give modules budget. And what we can see is that when we have uploaded this module, guys, it was a while ago, 1832. So let's check that it will change. Yeah, tests are running. Alright, we just uploaded our artifact to the Nexus repo. As you can see, we did. But here we don't have the endpoint, obviously, because we just uploaded the module. But let's also do one interesting thing, is that let's commit that. So let's say modular monolith changing budget module, for example. Right, let's get back to master actually, and we don't have this change, but we uploaded the module actually. So what we need to do, guys, right here is to stop our modular monolith. And let's start. Okay, let's open new terminal. So we stopped it, and let's rebuild that, and it will take new module from the Maven repo, and we'll have our change that we uploaded from a different branch. Keep that in mind. So that will be quite interesting. All right, so we are on we build our monolith from the branch, from the master branch, remember that, but we do have this budget endpoint, so let's run it. And we have budgets, guys. Let's create maybe another one, I don't know, with default values. We should have 2, and we do have 2 budgets, guys. That's interesting. So we're in the master. We were the team member B, a team member budget, sorry, and we implemented some change in the budget module. So let's pretend right now that we are team member inventory, and we want to change that, and we also want to, in the inventory, add similar endpoint to get all inventories. So let's do that. So get all, find all. It doesn't exist yet, so let's declare it here. Find all actually. All right, so let's implement it. Okay, guys, so here it is a little bit more complicated because the inventory it has some relations. So one-to-many inventory SKU. So what we need to do is maybe, okay, for now let's copy that. But without the where clause. So you can say we have inventories without SKUs. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. And this will be similar. But what we would like to have, guys, we have inventories without SKUs. So what we would like to have is inventories SKUs hash map, I would say, because one-to-many, and we would like to populate it somehow. So I believe that there is another method, the query, where we can just have something like that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't return anything, but we have a row here. So we can do inventories SKUs, get object. So here we need to do inventory ID, and without where clause we take all of them. Yeah, so object inventory ID UID, So the key is UID. Here compute if absent. What we will put if it's absent, just new array list. And we have an array list, new one or existing. And we need to take a SKU. I don't know if that's how we pronounce it. Okay, so we have inventories without SKUs and inventories SKUs, which is a map. We need to combine it together, guys. So let's do inventory without stream map inf, and here let's do basically new inventory. Let's copy ID and SKUs. Let's take them from the map by ID. Empties if we don't have them, and let's copy the created add field, I guess. Yeah, right, and to list. Yeah, it should work. Let's maybe also create a mapper, like, I don't know, row mapper, inventory, but without SKUs, row mapper, something like that. Where you have it here. Let's copy that. Try. All right, something like that. So let's just use it. So also let's use it here. Okay. Let's upload our module, which is inventory. Okay, here we have the new version right now. So let's commit that on the master. So again, modular monolith inventory change, like that. Let's go back to master. So we don't have it on master branch, where we have our monolith, guys, here. So let's rebuild it from the master. And remember, on the master we don't have neither budget change nor inventory change. We just uploaded them to the Nexus repo, but we'll still be able to see both changes. So we were team member budget, we deployed our change, and in parallel we were team member inventory. We worked independently, we didn't block the previous guy, but still, as you will see, we have budget from the previous change, and we have inventories, guys. We have both changes. We deployed our modules completely independently of each other. How amazing is that? Okay, so we have one inventory. Let's create another one. We need some UID. Let's copy that guy. And yeah, let's copy it. Try it out. Let's change it. Let's add more SKUs or SKUs, I don't know. Okay, created it. Let's get them all. we have them guys or inventories, both changes independently deployed for both set of team members. So that was amazing, guys. So doesn't it have any drawback? I guess it has some. I know if that's the drawback, but you do need to follow some conventions. So we have application inventory properties and in inventory module, and same convention in the campaign module. And how it works is that our application module that combines them together, it is started with all the active profiles, which are named after all modules, all domain modules that we have, and they need to be copied here. So we need to have some additional setup. It's not that complicated, as you can see. It's just Maven dependency plugin, and it really comes because we use the fat jar from Spring Boot. You can also use something different, but the main thing is that every module is configured separately, and we need to combine this to have a mechanism to combine this configuration in this modular monolith application module that combines them together. Another maybe true drawback is that for some beans, that the beans where we look at one separate module like that, and we can start it also independently because it is independently deployable application. You can run also only one module. It will work because it also has its own database and so on. We create JDBC template and data source, for example, and every module has its own data source in JDBC template, and we need to have a naming convention like that. So we need to prefix it with the campaign here for campaign. We need to prefix it with the budget for budget, like that. And it is the same for inventory, because we'll have 3 JDBC templates in that case, the application module, so you need to follow certain convention to have that same thing with data source. So you need to be aware of the configuration differences between that and just the monolith or just the microservices. But I still think it's well worth the benefits, because as you can see, we have a simple modular monolith, which is a monolith. Everything is in one memory. We don't bother with the network related problems, and they are still the modules independently deployable. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one. See ya.